An early morning fire in Rockford, 1 dead. Details at 10.
This is Jim Lang. The dating game is back, and it's more explosive than ever. Take a look.
The question is, who gets the date? Will it be bachelor number 1, bachelor number 2, or bachelor number 3? Who is the lucky fellow?
2.
Don't miss the fun on The Dating Game, weekdays at 4:30 on TV 23.
Poisoning. It's Jim Jones' own good way of brewing beer with no shortcuts. Poisoning. It's pure cyanide, pure fruity flavor in the traditional People's Temple way. New Style is one Guyanian premium beer that is still fully poisoned, naturally carbonated. Poisoning. Try New Style and taste the difference poisoning makes.
Live from Television 23, where news comes first, this is Action News.
Good evening, I'm Paul Mascaldare.
And you're not. I'm Dave Coughlin. In our lead story tonight, we look back to last fall when reporter Chris Bowman left the Action News team. He left to manage Senator Lynn Martin's campaign for Congress. Chris was loved and respected by most of the people in the newsroom. Loved and respected. And we showed the same feelings in return most of the time. And to bring you up to date on how Chris is doing as campaign manager, the Christmas Update news team talked to his boss, Senator Lynn Martin.
Senator Martin, tell me, why did you hire Chris Bowman as your campaign manager?
Well, as a conservative Republican, I said that I would come up with a position on removing people and keeping them off welfare. For Chris, that was the only alternative I could come up with, since he's obviously totally unable to hold a job anywhere else.
Do you feel that he's going to last in this position?
Well, he has learned the wastebasket removal part of the campaign, and we are trying to teach him to dial a telephone. And I have always believed in education, so it's possible. We can't give him too much to do. We can't overburden him. Trying to tell him he's doing a good job, you know, good boy, Chris, good boy, Chris. And so he may well be able to hold on for a while.
If you're elected to Congress, will you have a position available for him?
Well, that's a little difficult, and certainly federal election law, thank God, precludes me from making that kind of promise. If elected, I will have to think of the people of the district, and I just don't know how far I can go with Chris. But helping the meek, visiting those in jail, it's part of the lesson we learn in the Bible. So in the slammer, I'll get him a good sell, and I'll try.
You feel Chris could ever return to television?
Well, there is a part open now that Clayton Moore is going to return as the Lone Ranger, and he's a little old. They are doing some work for Tano, and that's not the role for Chris, but Tano's horse Scout is also being looked for, and I think Chris has some chance there. He's had experience, after all, being at least part of a horse.
In keeping with the times, WIFR-TV General Manager today announced that the station will air a new locally produced program with a magazine format beginning January 1st. The first show will reportedly look at pictures from Time and Newsweek.
And speaking of general managers, Paul, here is an editorial concerning that terrible energy crisis.
I drove to work alone this morning, and so did most of you, and we shouldn't have.
You know, I drove to work alone today, and I shouldn't have. I tried to get people to come with me along on my trip to work and carpool, but no one came along. Are these people just not conscious of the energy crisis? Or are they just scared to ride with me? I don't know, but I'm quite quite firm in my belief that we should all carpool to save gasoline. And anyone can write this station. They can come to work with me, drive along with me. I don't care where you live. I'll gladly drive you to work. Me and my perfect, spotless, wonderful driving record. You can come along with me in the Mustang, and it'll be a trip you won't forget. Now that's me, Pete Barrett, WIFR-TV, 2523 North Meridian Road, Rockford, Illinois. You're on.
Oh, what should I excuse me. Still to come on Christmas Update, Pete Barrett finally gets a date. Believe it or not, stay with us.
I screwed up.
Brothers and sisters, neighbors and friends, when we sing America, the harmony blends. We work for the future, learn from the past, living and growing, and build it to last.
And all the world's people have come to your shores, looking for a place to belong. That's what made you a country and gave you your pride, and holding out your arms has made them strong. You're looking good, America. You're really something to see. You're looking good, America. You're looking good to me. You're looking good, America. You're really something to see.
The Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. Details at 10.
Yeah, Joe, listen, that's just an expression, Joe. You don't actually blow on it. Yeah, listen, I gotta go. Okay, yeah, keep practicing. Popsicle's real good, right? Bye. Well, the United States Post Office announced today that it's going to issue a new stamp commemorating prostitution in this country. It's a 10-cent stamp, but if you want to lick it, it's a quarter.
In spite of recent allegations of rampant homosexual activity inside the WIFR newsroom, everyone connected with the station has denied totally the existence of any kind of activity like homosexual activity. But weekend sports anchor Kelly Daly and reporter Ed Crane could not be reached for comment, even though we put our best reporter on it. But due to some investigative work, we did find that both of those reporters were unavailable because they were in the bridal suite at the Clock Tower Inn. McDonald's made a couple of announcements today. President Ray Kroc first said that the company will again lower the prices, as they did once before, on hamburgers and cheeseburgers. They're lowering their prices by 5 cents. We know how much we love those hamburgers and cheeseburgers. Kroc then announced that the customers will have to cook those hamburgers themselves.
Channel 23 News Director Mary McCarthy has stated that the purchase of the new Sony BVU editing system will, and I quote, essentially solve the recent problems that news has been having putting presentable video on the air. McCarthy also predicted a killing frost in hell. And in a related story, a new book has been released called Why I Love to Work with Sony Convergence Editors. The book is only 1 page longer than famous Antarctic TV personalities of the 16th century. And after spending most of this past week reading that book, Master Control Operator Jim Zart said, I found it challenging and I like the pictures.
And more trouble has been connected or occurred at the Tabala Towers in downtown Rockford. This just in. We've just learned about this. Kidnappers have been holding the Channel 23 sales staff hostage for some 20 hours now. Of course, everyone in Rockford is aware that those people are being held hostage. They're such good friends of everybody's sales department. For an on-the-spot report, let's go live to Joanna Robinson at Tabala Towers.
Dave, I'm standing outside a closet door on the 9th floor of the Tabala Towers where terrorists are holding the entire Channel 23 sales staff hostage. For some unknown reason, they want our famous announcer and salesman Bill Walters to read their list of demands on our newscast. And it appears the door's opening. Tell us what's going on in there, Bill Walters.
Joanna, the kidnappers want to be transported out of the Forest City in one of Coleman Air Transport's quiet and comfortable Boeing B-17 bombers. Coleman for the lift of a lifetime. While at Rockford Municipal Airport, they'll each receive 3 cases of softball jerseys and a slightly damaged wooden bookshelf apiece, courtesy of Insurance Liquidators, 3921 East State. While receiving asylum in Havana, Cuba, the kidnappers will wear these snappy sport coats and Jamar Zanzibar slacks, courtesy of John Carlson's Menswear in Liberty Square. And also while in Cuba, the kidnappers will drive fine automobiles provided by Sweet Clark's courtesy Toyota, 5400 North 2nd in Loves Park. And while the kidnappers make their demands to WIFR President Dennis West for $115 and a free spot on 60 Minutes, they'll all be wearing a ring on each finger provided unknowingly a few months ago by Bush Jewelers, downtown Rockford in the upper level at Cherryvale. Joanna?
That's all from the DeKalb Towers. Back to you, Dave.
Well, coming up next on Christmas Update, Ray Bianchi and Frank Howard go to a disco. Stay tuned.
Well, boys and girls, now it's time for the Mr. Dennis Show.
Well, good morning, Mr. Dennis. I hope you're ready for another big day as general manager of a TV station. Oh, I don't know. I guess so. Well, look here, Mr. Dennis. Here's your first visitor. It's news director Sluggo McCarthy, and I think she's having troubles with her new BVU editing system. Oh, I don't think she's happy. You're right, Mr. Dennis. It seems her new BVU editing system isn't working, and she's going to show you what's wrong. Oh, no! Don't put it there! Oh, no! Mr. Dennis, here's your chief engineer, Sluggo Webster, who says he'll fix it for you. Oh, thank you, Sluggo Webster. You can take this to your shop. Look out, Mr. Dennis. Don't forget, those machines are heavy. Oh, no! Ow! Oh, Mr. Dennis, that machine is no good anymore. You had better send the machine in your office up to the newsroom. Look, here's production worker Sluggo Barrett to help you carry it. Oh, thank you, Sluggo Barrett. But remember, Mr. Dennis, Sluggo Barrett is somewhat accident-prone. Well, Mr. Dennis, you've had a trying day. You'd better go home and get some rest. Look, here's janitor Sluggo Frank. He's here to help you clean your office. Oh, thank you, Sluggo Frank. Oh, no! Oh, oh, no! No, no! Oh, no! Oh, ow! Oh, no! Oh, 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 help, help, help! Yeah, Jane, I know those dresses you wear from Wazzy's are real nice, but I can never get the buttons undone. Listen, I gotta go. Right. Midnight Black is real good. Yeah, bye. Well, in keeping with its reputation as an investigative team, Christmas Update has yet unveiled another startling news story here in the screw capital of the world.
And I've learned, after intensive investigation, that bridge is definitely under construction. Jerry Mayer, Action News.
Fuck. You can't take a joke, fuck. Get out of here now, Kip. What a fucking homosexual. Get out of here, you homosexual. It's real funny, Mike. It's real funny, Mike. Hey, suck this, you fuck.
Now, News Director Mary McCarthy would like to welcome the newest member of the Action News team. That's John Cummings. John replaces Mike Kipp as photographer. Here, John is seen looking for one of his better shots. And then just a few minutes later, we see that John proudly produced his best picture ever.
The Winnebago County Board and County Supervisor of Assessments Ben Jettis have been battling for some time now. Now, I know that most of us could give a shit if they're battling or not. But our boss, Mary McCarthy, has kind of a thing for this story. She is a woman, so to keep her pleased, we have an update.
I'm Paul Mascalier at the Winnebago County Courthouse. The County Supervisor of Assessments, Ben Jettis, will be asked to resign his post sometime during the next week by County Board Chairman Larry Ralston. That was the decision of the county board at a meeting that lasted till 11:30 this evening, yesterday. I'm Paul Mascalier at the Winnebago County Courthouse. Supervisor of Assessments Ben Jennis will be asked to resign his post sometime this week. No, that's... I'm Paul Mascalier at the Winnebago County... I'm Paul Mascalier at the Winnebago County Courthouse. The county board tonight... I'm Paul Mascalier at the Winnebago County Courthouse. The county board Thursday night voted to ask Larry Ralston, the county board chairman, to meet with Ben Jennis and ask him during that... I'm Paul Mascalier at the Winnebago... You're waving all over. I'm Paul Mascalier... I'm Paul Mascalier... I'm Paul Mascalier. Jim Shorter has his... I'm Paul Mascalier. I'm Paul Mascalier at the Winnebago County Courthouse. The county board tonight voted to ask county board chairman... I'm Paul Mascalier at the Winnebago County Courthouse. I'm Paul Mascalier at the Winnebago County Courthouse. I'm Paul Mascalier at the Winnebago County Courthouse. The county board tonight voted to ask county board chairman, county board. I'm Paul Mascalier. And okay, so I'm Paul Mascalier at the Winnebago County Courthouse. The county board tonight voted to ask county board chairman Larry Ralston to ask county supervisor. I'm Paul Mascalier at the Winnebago County Courthouse. The county board tonight voted to ask county board chairman Larry Ralston to ask one more time. I'm Paul Mascalier at the Winnebago County Courthouse. The county board tonight voted to ask chairman Larry Ralston to do something. I'm Paul Mascalier at the Winnebago County Courthouse. The county board tonight voted to ask commissioner to voted to ask? No, they voted. I'm Paul Mascalier at the Winnebago County Courthouse. The county board tonight voted to have Commissioner Larry Ralston ask County Supervisor of Assessments Ben Jennis to resign his post.
Finally tonight, this is the last story. I know it's very depressing to see that this is Paul and our last story, but Christmas Update presents a very special report. We've put a lot into this one. We've looked into how a person reacts when he or she sees a member of the opposite sex. In talking with employees of WIFR-TV, we've come up with this conclusion.
Cog's dog, Cog's dog will never walk the same. Just wait for it to attack, that's all. Simple as that.
I'm not much of an escapist,
Down-to-earth kind of guy,
Oh, excuse me.
Run the other way. Try to get away.
Why is that?
What should I say? I have nothing to say. Nothing at all constructive.
Okay.
Go
ahead. Go ahead. Oh. Well, that's the news for this year. Good night, and have a pleasant hangover tomorrow.
I hope this won't ruin my credibility.
do 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 do